So in this lesson, I created an anchor chart, just kind of explaining the key points of the lesson to the children. I also wanted the anchor chart to explain kind of how in reading you use illustrations and you use the words. I felt that was a really important skill to explicitly teach. So I used the anchor chart to guide the lesson and kind of frame it. And then I used the inference cards. These are teacher-made inference cards. I did not make them. Usually when I'm looking up lessons on my centers, I go on several websites. I go on Pinterest. I use like different teacher community forums, and then I just kind of pick and choose and put them together. I don't like our curriculum too much. It doesn't really speak to the needs of my kids. I really appreciate inference cards because it's something in their hands that they can actually see and reference in the text. For some reason, my kids think cards are a game rather than just a piece of paper and reading it. Like, I guess because daily we read on a piece of paper. So just kind of just changing it up a little bit already kind of excites them. I also like that these inference cards, the Lexile levels weren't as difficult. So the skill wasn't to read the Lexile level in fluency. The skill was to understand, can they do this strategy of inferring or making inferences? So it was very important for me that I knew that they could read the cards. That way I was testing their skill in the specific topic. So I like my charts very simple. I'm a very to the point person, and I think my kids are getting to that. So I like to cover them up too, because as I'm talking, they're just going to be looking all around. So I cover each part up, and then we go through parts. I like that it breaks it down to what you need. Kind of breaks it, because inferencing is a really hard skill, but I like how it's what you know, evidence, and then tell me what the author is trying to tell you without telling you in the words. And then I liked how this part, I actually just came up with this. I liked how it kind of hit home with kids, okay, in different parts, you're going to be thinking different things. So this character here will be different from starting, and then right here they'll be in the middle. Because I think in the lesson a student said, well, she's tired. And then another student disagreed because you're not tired usually when you start a lesson. So I liked how this can move so students could see the importance of inferencing. And then I also liked the text because, students are reading and they need to learn how to pull the evidence directly from texts. Well, I liked that they were simple and clean.
Good.
I think it's very important to be uncluttered, especially in elementary. I also like this poster will be hanging in my room, and I see my kids actually navigate points to, if they need to reference the skill when I'm not teaching it, they'll go back to this poster. So they know that was explicitly taught to go back to the anchor. I would say the inference cards are really cool. I specifically picked these inference cards because there's several floating around the market. Not the market, but the internet. But there was one about scuba diving, and it said the bubbles were rising and the fish are above me. And that took a lot of high inference skills because you could be snorkeling or swimming, but you had to pull that the fish were above you, so either you're diving. It really contextualized the words to the students. Also, the beach is very relevant in our community, so I knew it was something that they could relate to. Centers are quick, so it's going to be parts of it. For these, I think I would have, if I were to create my own, I would probably label them from beginning, intermediate, and advanced. And that way I could kind of even differentiate even more when I'm in the center.